Dear students of class 9, welcome to today's online class. Today, we are going to discuss from Unit-1 Lesson-1. I think it's clear to you. Welcome to all students. Do see in the picture. Maybe the answer is I can see the family of Bangabandhu in the picture. Then what do you know about them? The answer may be Bangabandhu is one of the greatest leaders of all time. Being family members, they played a great role to raise him as father of the nation. Where were those people during the liberation war? Those people had to suffer a lot during the liberation war. They had to move one place to another regularly for a safer shelter to stay alive. So today's our lesson is Bangabandhu's family in 1971. After the end of the lesson, the students will be able to read and understand the text, narrate incident and events in logical sequence. Then we can solve true or false and answer the questions. Then read the text silently and carefully. It was the night of 25th March 1971. There was a full of quietness at Bangabandhu's home at Dhanbandi Road number 32 throughout the day. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and his family members could apprehend that something tragic was going to happen. Gunshots were heard around the city. Bangabandhu's eldest son, Sheikh Kamal, was out of home, performing barricades against the Pakistani army, who had been killing people indiscriminately that night. Bangabandhu decided to send the guards of the family to a safer place for the night, and he gave their responsibility to his son-in-law, Mr. Wajid Mia. Bangabandhu's daughter, Sheikh Hasina, who was expecting a baby son along with her sister, Sheikh Rehana, and her cousin, Farida, were sent to a house at road number 15, Dhanbandi, for that night. Bangabandhu's wife, Begum Fajilwepunnecha Mujib, stayed with him. Just before midnight, Bangabandhu sent the Declaration of Independence to Mr. Johur Ahmed Chaudhry at Chittagong via wireless. At the darkest part of that night, the Pakistan army surrounded his home and started firing at random. The situation agitated Bangabandhu mass and he asked them to stop. But soon he instructed to get ready to go with them. Begum Mujib packed his necessary belongings. After Bangabandhu left, she was at a loss what to do and where to go with her children. However, being a supportive wife of the great leader all through her life, she soon built up her mental strength. But her anxiety continued till the end of the war. The next day, Begum Mujib had to leave house number 32. Children and other members of her home. During the next couple of months, they moved from one shelter to another in search of a safer place. During their stay in those places, some people came forward to helping them, while some refused to give them shelter for fear of their own safety. When the provision ran short, Sheikh Kamal, who had already joined the liberation war, came to them in disguise and delivered some money. Some close people also supported the family with money and food stuff. So far, the family members were ignorant about Bangabandhu's condition. Suddenly, they came to know that he was alive and had been taken to Pakistan. Begum Mujib started to keep contact with only leaders, but soon the family was taken to Dhanmondi, house number 18 by the Pakistan army and kept under house arrest. However, people would come to their home with valuable information in disguise of vendors. Also, some would throw pieces of waste paper with important information written on them. In the month of May, the same year, Pakistan Army set fire to Bangabandhu's Tungipara home in front of his parents. A young man from the village protested the evil deed and was shot dead. Both parents of Bangabandhu fell ill in October and were admitted to the PC hospital. Begum Mujib and her family were allowed to visit them 2 or 3 times a week for 1 hour. However, that created the opportunity for them to establish a better communication with the freedom fighters. Begum Mujib was extremely worried about her children, especially her daughter Sheikh Hasina, because of her health condition. However, she was not allowed by the Pakistani rulers to be with her daughter Sheikh Hasina. When she was admitted to hospital, Mr. Wajid Mia and Bangabandhu's second son, Sheikh Jamal, accompanied Sheikh Hasina to the hospital. Bangabandhu's youngest sister, pretending to be a hospital attendant, entered the hospital and looked after her niece. Sheikh Hasina was blessed with a baby boy on 27th July, who was later named Shajib Ajit Joy. As the Pakistan Army often used to threaten Sheikh Jamal that they would hang him upside down, he, finding an opportunity, fled from hospital and joined the freedom fighters. Finally, the victory day arrived. There is joy everywhere, but Bangabandhu's family was said to be freed from captivity. The Pakistani occupational forces were still cordoning Bangabandhu's house and firing at people rushing over. Then chanting Jai Bangla, the invigorating slogan of the Bengalis. But they fled the next morning when the Indian army came to rescue the family. Sheikh Jamal returned home in the afternoon, while Sheikh Jamal returned home the next day. Nevertheless, the biggest anxiety of the family persisted. Bangabandhu was yet to be released from Pakistan prison, and they didn't know when that great moment would arrive and how. Now, list the 5 ways how the Pakistan army tortured Bangabandhu's family. And the answers may be: the Pakistan army threatened the family members of Bangabandhu. Then, number 2, they also arrested Bangabandhu and put other family members under house arrest in their different times. Then, number 3 may be they set fire in Bangabandhu's home in Tungipara, where his parents used to live. Then, the 4th point may be they had made Bangabandhu's family homeless, and the family members continuously had to look for a safer shelter. And the 5th number may be they didn't allow Begum Mujib to see her daughter Sheikh Hasina during her stay in the hospital. So there is a pair designed in your book. Tell the suffering of Bangabandhu's family during liberation or in our own words. You have to write down the suffering of Bangabandhu's family during the liberation year. And the answer may be something like that. The Pakistani army threatened the family members of Bangabandhu. They also arrested Bangabandhu and put other family members under house arrest in their difficult times. Then they set fire for more tension in Bangabandhu's home in Tungipara, where his parents used to live. They made Bangabandhu's family homeless. As a result, the family members continuously had to look for a safer shelter. They did not allow Begum Mujib to see her daughter Sheikh Hasina during her stay in the hospital. They continued to put troubles on Bangabandhu's family till the victory of the liberation war. Then there is group for you. First, discuss in groups, then answer the following questions. And the questions are: number 1, why was the family anxious on the 25th March night in 1907? Then question number 2 is: why did Bangabandhu send the guards on that night? Then question number 3 is: how would the family communicate with people for freedom fighters while they were under house arrest? Question number 4 is: how did the Pakistan army scare Sheikh Jamal? How did Sheikh Jamal manage to flee from captivity? Then question number 5 is: how do you explain Bangabandhu's family's contribution to liberation war? The answers are: the answer for the question number 1 is: the family was anxious as they realized that something horrific might have occurred as the Pakistani army started firing randomly around the city and killing people indiscriminately on the night of 25th March in 1971. Then the answer of the question number 2 may be: Bangabandhu set the guards to a separate place, which was a house at road number 15, Dhanmondi, with Dr. Wajid Mia on that night. Then that will be the third answer. That means question number 3. The answer of the question number 3 will be: people or freedom fighters usually used to communicate with the family in the disguise of vendors and sometimes through a written waste paper with valuable information to the house during the house arrest. And for the question number 4, the answer will be the Pakistani army used to scare Sheikh Jamal by threatening to hang him upside down. He found a chance to escape and freed from captivity, later joined the freedom fighters. Then the answer of the question number 5 is, we cannot describe in words the contribution of the Bangabandhu family to the liberation war. During the war of liberation, Bangabandhu's family sacrificed a lot to liberate the country. His sons joined with the freedom fighters and fought against the Pakistani army from the front line. His family communicated with freedom fighters with valuable information. They had to suffer a lot while Bangabandhu was in Pakistan jail. There is a evaluation questions, that means through your answer, I will able to evaluate it, whether you are able to answer correctly or not. Tell me which is true and which is false under the following sentences. Number 1, Begum Mujib went to a safer place at Dhanmondi at the night on 25th March 1971. Is it true or false? False. Begum Mujib stayed with her husband, Bangabandhu, at that night on 25th March 1971. Then second statement is, Bangabandhu had declared the independence of Bangladesh before he was arrested by Pakistan army. Is it true or false? Yes, this is true statement. Then the next statement is, nobody stood beside the family of Bangabandhu during liberation war. Whether it is true or false? The answer is false. So the correct information will be, some close people stood beside the family of Bangabandhu during liberation war. Then question number 4, Bangabandhu's parents became very sick soon after the Pakistan army had set fire to their home at Tungipar. Is it correct? Yes, this is correct sentence. Then question number 5, after liberation war was over, Sheikh Kamal and Sheikh Jamal both returned on the same day. Is it true? No, this is false. The correct answer will be, after liberation war was over, Sheikh Jamal returned home in the afternoon, while Sheikh Kamal returned home the next day. Then there will be a homework for you. You will prepare this homework according to my lecture and according to your text. And the homework is, today's homework is, write a short paragraph on the suffering of people during liberation war. The suffering of people during liberation war. I think this is clear to you. So, goodbye today. We will meet again in our next class. Thank you everyone for participating in this video.